Y'all already know. Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Looper Norris. Here we go. Hey, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. Y'all already know, Looper Norris. I got another video here. This is another episode where I'm going over any major topic going around the internet. I break it down and I give you guys my own point of view about whatever situation that is. This story kind of like it made me think in a lot of different ways, man. It's kind of funny too at the same time. It's like could be looked at as serious and funny. This is a rapper named Dank, Demoss. Apparently she tried getting a lift to go to a watch party for the Detroit Lions. Big girl, she's like obese, you could even say, very much overweight. She tried calling a Lyft to go to that Detroit Lions watch party. Basically, the Lyft ride that came to pick her up denied her access to the car because of her size. She took her phone, put it on video to record the whole interaction between her and the driver, and basically the video went viral because the woman was being denied access for a ride because of her size. The guy driving the car was basically saying that she wouldn't fit in the car, and even if she would fit in the car, it's gonna like damage the wheels and there's gonna be a lot of problems going on with the car. The car is very small in the video. Like there's a whole video about it. Like the video went viral. The whole entire conversation is being recorded and you can clearly see the size of the car because the camera is being directed to the Lyft driver. You can clearly see that the car is too, I won't say it's too small. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know the full story. It doesn't even seem like she attempts to get into the car. It really just looks like they're talking about the whole thing. The Lyft driver is in the car and the woman's like standing outside of the car. So it doesn't seem like they actually like attempted to see if she could actually fit in the car and see if like everything's good. They're just talking about it. It turned into a whole like viral moment. I think a big reason for that is the fact that she's suing the company for like denying her access to the car. So there's like a whole lawsuit against the company. This is quite the story, man, because I feel like there's like a different thing going on both sides with this debate between like who's right and who's wrong. So I'm basically gonna break down this topic here, but before I do, I'm gonna go over some music that I have coming up. The new song Demonetization, that's already out on all platforms. That's the newest song that I have out. The next one that I'm dropping, this one's called Microphone Check. This one I'm dropping for February 4th. This is the newest song that I'll be dropping after demonetization, so check that out for February 4th. More songs on the way, more content on the way. Just subscribe to the channel, like, comment, follow me everywhere where I have my music content. Also, a new album set for June 4th, 10-track album, Lights, Camera, Actors. The official day is for June 4th, so keep that in mind. So the number one thing for me about this situation, the fact that she's a rapper. She's a rapper, underground rapper, not a lot of people know about, and she's been doing it for like the last 10 years apparently. This could just be like a cash-in moment, trying to create a viral moment out of that interaction between her and the driver, and maybe trying to cash in with like the lawsuit, trying to like make a real career out of her like music and try to like make a little bit of money so that it can help with her music career. It could be that, or it could be an actual situation where she's getting offended. But like anytime you sue a company for like a large amount of money, it's hard not to think about the money part. She could have just called another like Lyft or called an Uber or maybe called a friend to like drive her to that watch party or whatever, instead of like pulling her phone out and trying to create this situation that ended up being viral and then it turned into like a whole lawsuit. I feel like all of that could have been avoided and she maybe could have called like another car, or like there's many different like scenarios that she could have went with outside of pulling her phone out, making the viral moment, and also starting a lawsuit against Lyft. I could definitely see where she's coming from. You call a business to use their service, you're being denied the service just because of how you look. I can definitely see where she's coming from, but at the same time, even as like she's a rapper too, from Detroit. She's a rapper from Detroit. I'm thinking like there's gotta be other like ways of her getting around the city outside of just relying on like Lyft or Uber. You know what I'm saying? If she really wanted to just like make her way to that watch party, you know, she didn't really care about any like viral moment or I don't know, trying to like blow up, trying to gain clout so that it helps her like music career. If it wasn't about that at all, there is definitely ways for her to get around the city outside of using Lyft or, you know what I'm saying? Like there's got to be other options that she could have took outside of going through this route of creating the viral moment with her video, getting lawyers to help her sue the company and making the situation even bigger than what it could have been. You know what I mean? It could have just been a simple interaction between the driver and herself. She could have maybe called the company and told the company what's going on to see like what they can possibly do. They can send her a car that's like slightly bigger so that for sure there's enough space for her to fit, and maybe like not charge her extra for it, you know, like whatever she was paying for like the smaller car, they charge the same amount, or they just give her a free ride or something. You know what I'm saying? Like just for the discrimination towards her weight, you know, offending her and all of that, the company maybe give her like a better car to ride in and then maybe not charge her for the ride just because of like the discrimination with like the driver. Like I feel like there could have been many different options that she could have went with outside of making this a huge thing that now the world knows about. Because of that, it makes me feel like it was like a purposely done thing to like create the viral moment so that she can cash in off of it, fully pursue her like rap career. For the type of rap career she wants, it really does seem like she needs a lot of money to power it. That's my only thing about it. I can see like the bad on both ends from like through her perspective and through like the Lyft company's perspective. Like I can definitely see like a bad and a good on both sides. I just feel like there's definitely many options she could have went with to avoid this story being viral. She could have got what she wanted without this becoming like a huge story. So there's like a moment during this whole situation. There's like a part where the lawyers that's helping her are being interviewed about what they think about the case, and they're basically comparing this to like racism, sexism, and it's definitely not that. Like the fact that you can do something about being obese, there's been many people in history went from like 400 pounds of just pure fat to like 150 pounds. There's been so many stories of people losing like 300 pounds, 200 pounds, so many different methods that you can use to like lose weight. The number one thing is definitely like just to exercise and like eat better. Something like this should definitely not be compared to like racism, a lot of other like issues that are far more like serious than this. She definitely shouldn't be using her weight to like shift things around so that she ends up making a bunch of money off a story that shouldn't even be a big story in the first place. Even the driver, during the interaction between her and the driver before like even attempting to go into the car, the driver was being polite, man. The driver could have been so much ruder, so much. He could have been calling her names, could have been cussing at her, could have been saying all kinds of things about her weight. The guy was being polite, man. He was simply just being like, yo, you're not gonna be able to fit in, like it could do damage to the wheels. It wasn't even like he was just like straight up no. It's not like he pulled up, looked at her and was like hell no and just drove off. He was being polite. He parked his car and was politely trying to explain to her that something can happen to the car which can jeopardize the safety of him and Dank Demoss. Like they both could be at risk of like an accident or something. You know what I mean? If her weight does anything to the car to like, you know, damage it in any way. And like she's a pretty big girl. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like she's just fat, like she's like obese. It really didn't look like she'd be able to fit in the car. And plus there's been other like video footage of her in like other cars, her driving cars and stuff, and like her stomach's like hitting the steering wheel. He wasn't in the wrong with what he was saying. He wasn't cussing at the girl. He wasn't saying anything mean or anything. He was just trying to be as honest as possible without trying to like hurt the woman's feelings. And she took it as if the guy was being completely rude and mean and trying to just like offend her. Turned into a lawsuit, man. The fact that she's like an inspiring rapper before this whole thing makes the whole situation completely definitely suspicious. Definitely. Even the lawyers that she's working with. The funny part about this is that she probably will end up winning the lawsuit, because it's like LYFT, they didn't even attempt to like help her in the car. I think that's the biggest mess up on the LYFT's end, and why I feel like LYFT's gonna lose the lawsuit. As powerful as a company as they are, like the fact that they didn't even attempt to help her like fit in the car, you know what I'm saying? He just straight up like told her, you're not gonna fit in the car. He was just making the assumption. I feel like that's where they messed up. They should have at least tried to like fit her in the car, and then like if she can't fit, it's kind of like I told you so. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you get what I mean? Instead of just assuming. I think that's the part that messed up LYFT and why they're gonna lose the lawsuit. Then it seems more of a discriminative thing, right? You're just going based off like what you see, rather than like actually trying to like make her fit in the car, seeing if the door closes, you drive, and then everything's good. They didn't actually try that. So it's quite the situation. I feel like both sides of this debate has something important to say. You know, like, I'm not about people like getting their feelings hurt because of something that they can't help. Big people, they can lose weight. There's methods, exercise, and there's a bunch of different things they can do. I also know that there are people out there, even with the exercise and other methods of losing weight, it's still hard for them to lose weight. A good example is Dave Blunt's. Everyone knows about that guy performing at shows while he's like sitting on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how big the guy is, but he's still going hard, pursuing his rap career, doing his thing. People like that have like a difficult time losing weight, even though that there's methods around to help them lose weight. But like, it's a touchy topic, man. I am definitely more on the LYFT side. This situation probably happens more often than we think. There could have been different like options for her to go with, avoiding making a whole viral moment out of the situation. That's the part that I'm like, that makes me want to stay on the LYFT side, because it's like she could have figured out the situation without creating a viral moment out of it. That's basically what I'm saying. There's got to be like an intent to like make the situation viral, because she is trying to do something on social media with her, like her rapping and stuff. And even before the situation, she's had plenty of videos on social media trying to like blow her music up. So you know what I mean? Like, if she wasn't a rapper and she was just like some regular civilian that worked at the bank or something like that, or worked as like a nurse or something like that, I feel like it'd be a little bit of a different situation. And I think I'd be a little bit more on her side, because then I feel like it'd be more natural. The lawsuit would make a little more sense. But I don't know. I think as like a rapper trying to like blow up, it seems more of like a cash-in moment than like a natural moment where somebody is being offended and hurt by what somebody else is like saying about that person, right? Honestly, if she ends up winning this lawsuit, I look at it more as like a smart move by her, rather than like what a lot of people can do this type of thing, right? And I'm not saying that she planned this whole thing out from the beginning. I'm gonna call this LYFT, and then I'm gonna purposely call for a smaller car so that they deny me from access. I'm gonna have my camera out the entire time, and I'm gonna record the guy saying that I can't fit in the car, so then I can use it as evidence to sue the company. Like, I'm not saying that she planned this whole thing out so that it eventually leads to a lawsuit and then she makes the money. Because like, at the same time, she could lose the lawsuit and then now she has to pay all this money to like the lawyers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like it's a whole setup or anything, but there is something a little suspicious about just how viral the video got, and the fact that she's trying to be a rapper at the same time, and she's doing a bunch of social media like clips with like TikTok and Instagram before the situation. The lawyers look like they didn't cost a whole lot, and just the way they're describing the whole case, comparing it to like racism, and there's a lot of suspicious parts about this whole topic here. But I'm definitely on like the LYFT side, like the LYFT driver side about this. Like, if I was that LYFT driver, I probably would have said the same thing. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I try my best not to like offend people or make fun of people, and like, you know, I try to be as nice as I possibly can to people in general. But like, if I was that LYFT driver, I'd do the same thing, and I try to be polite about it too, like the way he was doing it. You know what I mean? He was trying to be as polite as possible, trying to like tell her that she won't be able to fit, but who knows what's gonna happen. She'll most likely win the lawsuit just cause like everything is in her favor, definitely. But let me know what you guys think about this situation. Definitely one of those debates where like both sides got a whole lot to say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I appreciate you guys watching. Check out the next song that I have out, Microphone Check, set for February 4th. I got a lot more music to drop afterwards. I got an album dropping for June 4th. Lights, Camera, Actors. Make sure you check that out. That's all I got for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and that's all I got, man. I'm out of here. Peace.